Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and we're gonna get straight into our explosive penny stock watch list. So the first stock we're looking at here is Humble on the daily time frame. Absolutely stellar day today, up 10%. And if we look at our RSI, it does look like we are starting a nice little run. We did close right on our 50 SMA or slightly under it. If we look at it, oh no, we did close right above it. So this right here was a great close for Humble. Look for resistance at this top level at around $1.23. I do think if we pass that point, we are looking extremely nice on Humble. We had a great close today. There's not much more to say. We did bottom on this one. If you guys were accumulating during this time, you are going to be rewarded handsomely. And now is a great time to be an investor in this stock. I do expect this to have a nice little run. It should have some momentum on its side as well. Accumulation, you can see, has been flatlined. So we have been at a standstill. People don't want to sell this stock, which means that there's only one way for this bad boy to go. And we are at that point. So great day here for Humble investors. Congratulations to anybody who did accumulate during this time, because this is going to be an absolute beast. Next stock of the day, we're looking at IGEN on the daily time frame. So IGEN flat today. And again, with this one, look at the accumulation and look at the divergence we're getting in stock price. We are still below all of our SMAs, but it does look like we are holding this level of support at 0055 very nicely. We do have another level of support that we could potentially break through, which is at around 0048. I don't see us getting to that point, but if we do, just remember that we could see brief stints of price action at these levels. IGEN does have a lot of volatility intraday, but simply put, right now, this is a great time to be buying the stock. If we just look at support and resistance, we are in buy zones, and so we are at support levels. We have some resistance at 2 cents, and so from this price point on, you should expect to see a nice upside if you're playing till this level of resistance. I personally think that this stock can easily get to this point right here at around 4 cents, and then eventually we could see where we're going from that point on. However, with this accumulation, it's just a matter of time. Any sort of catalyst, any sort of news can get this thing to catapult very quickly. And so with IGEN, we have seen a lot of consolidation with this one. So I've been waiting for a while now, and I'll continue to wait because I know one day this stock will absolutely explode, and I'll be here for that day. Next stock of the day, we're looking at SEGI on the daily time frame. So SEGI down 6.76%. Still, we are holding our 20-day SMA, but we did close below our 50. So this is actually a tough break, but however, we are still above a key level of support. So as long as SEGI is above this point, we are at very healthy levels, and that point is 0.015. And so with SEGI, I still do think this is an accumulation zone, and we could be starting to set higher lows with this one, this being the first low, this being a higher one, and then we could start to see this momentum play out in the next couple of months. Next stock of the day, we're looking at RDGL. So RDGL was a buy today. RDGL was up 7.7%, and I'm going to tell you why it was a buy today. So this is picturesque price action right here. We had our triangle officially conclude, and we saw a surge in our price action. Now our price is above all of the SMAs, and so yesterday we were below all of our SMAs, and today we are above all of them. So that tells you how coiled up these SMAs are, which means that there is going to be a move either up or down, and this right here lets us know that this move is going to be up. And I'm looking at RDGL, and I'm looking at the potential upside. This is a no-brainer play, and so we got the buy signal here on RDGL. I want to see if our super trend actually gives us a buy signal as well. Okay, our buy signal has been given a while back here with RDGL, but I was playing a little bit more safe with this one. I was playing resistance, and we got a nice surge today. So with the price action RDGL showed today, this is absolutely stunning. Look for this next level of resistance right here, and then after this point, I do expect to see our pre-anticipatory run before FDA approval for RDGL. Next stock of the day, we're looking at 88 Energy. So EEENF today down 2.5%, and we actually had a tough close today. We closed below our uptrend. So this is actually crucial price action right now for EEENF. And so our RSI is starting to come down. We could still see some more downside, but if you look at our accumulation, it's been still pretty steady. So these could be very nice levels to be buying the dip on EEENF. Personally, I would like to see an RSI RSI at least a bit lower. I'm looking at around 30, 35. If I can get 88 energy at an RSI of around 30, 35, that seems like a more attractive play. Right now, this is a wait and watch, but these are nice levels if this continues to trade in this uptrend. And you could tell with this accumulation, people aren't really selling this one. So this one still is a very attractive play. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ACDC. So ACDC had to make some adjustments on our chart. I had to find the best setup that we actually have. It was clear that we were in a triangle. And so when I pulled and I did a little bit more research, I actually got a better shaped pattern right here that does conclude September 9th. And so next week we will find out where this one wants to go. I still think this is going to go to the upside. Our accumulation says the same thing. Our contracts of the stock and just in general, the warrants that people have can only be exercised at a share price a lot higher than what we are at right now. So ACDC, this is going to be a nice play for next week as well. If you've been accumulating these at these prices, congrats. And so we'll see where this one goes. I do expect this one to have a nice run in the next week. Next stock of the day, we're looking at FTEG. So FTEG is a strictly speculative play for myself. I saw crazy accumulation and I saw our share price on support. And so I said to myself that I am personally someone who is an adrenaline junkie, so I like that risk. And so of course I'm not going to go all in on FTEG, but I did expose myself to a position here. And so sitting on support, I'm very comfortable with this position and will continue to consolidate in this range. And I will continue to watch and monitor this one because I still have levels of resistance that are well above our price action, and that could still lead to a double up from where we are right now. And so keep your eyes on FTEG. Similar play that may even have more upside is CBDL. CBDL, again, straight up on the accumulation, and we are at all-time lows here. You can see we are sitting on support right now. And so with this stock, this is, in my opinion, a buy. You can see we have resistance at 0011. And so that is more than a double up on your price action right now. Look at the volume here. Tons of green, not too much red. It's just a matter of time for this one. And so CBDL, another play, strictly speculative based off the chart. I do expect these to run on hype in the MJ space, as well as any sort of company specific news that these guys come out with. Next stock of the day, we're looking at WDLF. So WDLF has been trading pretty picturesque. It got rejected by resistance and now it's trying to curl its way back up. And so it's going to go for another attempt at resistance. If I add in our SMAs, we are still above our 50. So we held our 50 very nicely. We are setting higher lows right now with WDLF. So I still do like this stock, but we need to break past this level of resistance if we want any sort of momentum and hype to run this one forward. Overall with WDLF, this is a long-term play. And so with WDLF, I still have price targets of around 7 cents. And people ask me where I get these price targets from. So if we just look at what levels of support and resistance coincide with this, you can see this has had a ton of reactions as a level of support. But another reason is because when you are looking for how much a stock is going to explode, generally, if we look at the bottom of this run to the top of this run, we could expect to see the height of this again. And so that coincides with our 7 cents level of resistance, but it also was a level of support. So I'm still very confident that WDLF will hit this 7 cents target. Can't tell you when, but I do think it will happen. Next stock of the day, we're looking at SNDL. So SNDL down today, but our cannabis sector is starting to pick up some heat. You could see we have been holding support very nicely. We are starting to make our way back up a little bit. We may be starting to set higher lows, but we need to get stronger price action. I do think at these prices though, SNDL will lead to a nice momentum play. It's just a matter of time till they start to discuss cannabis recreational use and the overall federal legalization. And so when those talks start to get up, expect to see some heat and momentum in plays like SNDL. And so I want to show you guys in contrast. I know this is not part of our explosive penny stock watch list just yet, but I do think the stock is going to explode, and that is our high tide stock. So SNDL down 2.97% today. And so when we're looking at the two plays, we had SNDL down today, but we had High Tide up today. And so their top three performing stocks today, Humble, RDGL, and then High Tide. Those are big 1, 2, 3 plays that I'm excited for next week. You could see we had a strong surge today, and now we are looking to break past this resistance at around 10 bucks. If we do, High Tide is going to have a nice little run. Again, momentum is going to be on its side for High Tide. However, because it is a Canadian company, the elections that are happening in Canada could have some sort of impact on the share price. If the government stay the same, I don't see much impact on High Tide, but if we see a switch in government, that could have some sort of hindrance. And so look out for the elections for Canada, because that is going to be a market mover. But when we're looking at High Tide, this is still a play that I'll continue to hold for the long term. I know this is going to be a great play. They've proven year over year that their numbers are only getting better, and they only continue to get better. So that was our explosive penny stock watch list. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. We are on the road to 10K subs, so if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. And if you want real life buy and sell alerts, come join my Patreon, because that is where you get the exclusive information before YouTube. Otherwise, I hope y'all have a great day. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.